Hey everybody, and welcome to today's Facebook Live. Today we're actually going to find out how Shelley here lost 41 pounds in 10 weeks and got her pain from level 10 out of 10 to 0 out of 10 from her rheumatoid arthritis in 10 short weeks. How does she do this? Effortlessly. How does she lose 41 pounds effortlessly? That was not even her intention. Okay, that's why we're here today. And so welcome. And for those of you who are joining us right now, please put in the comments below where you're watching from, because the demographics of knowing where you're watching from is super helpful. Those of you that are alumni, go ahead and say that you're an alumni right now and you're joining the discussion. That'd be great. Just post it in the comment section below. And what I wanted to talk, I'm Dr. Maggie Yu, MD, and I'm an integrative physician focusing on autoimmune disease. We actually have an online program that actually is designed to actually help transform autoimmune disease in just 8 short weeks. And Shelley here has just been through our program. She's actually just graduated about 2 weeks ago. So this is week 10 for her. And so we're going to be interviewing her today. Now, just a quick disclaimer is that this video is meant to be educational and it's not meant to diagnose or treat any illnesses, and it's for educational purposes only. With that being said, right now, go ahead. Those of you that are watching, tell me the demographics of where you're watching from. Please give Shelley a big thumbs up. She's here. She does not like to be on camera. If you check out her Facebook profile, there are no pictures of her. So this is really brave of her to be joining us live today. And so give her a thumbs up, give her a heart. This is definitely out of the comfort zone for her. And go ahead and share this video with anyone that you think could benefit from learning how to lose weight, 41 pounds in 10 weeks, and how to get your pain from level 10 to 0 in 10 short weeks. So we're going to go ahead and, with that being said, I'm going to ask Shelley Chappelle here to go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about you, Shelley.
Hi, I'm Shelley. I just finished the program. I have Hashi's and RA. I got it, I think I've got it pretty well under control now because I caught it early, very early. Mm-hmm. And so I like you said, I've gotten it. I was taking 15 milligrams of prednisone and I'm down to 2.5.
So, yeah, so let's talk about it. 10 months ago, when you first joined this program, where were you? What were your symptoms? What were your problems?
I was crying. I was exhausted. I was cranky. I would scream at anyone for absolutely no reason. And all I did was lay in bed and cry because I hurt everywhere. And I saw a friend of mine had posted a video that she had gone through your program. And I was like, I've got to go see Maggie because
you saw Leslie's video.
Yes, Leslie's video. And I thought, I'm going to go see Maggie too, because Leslie and I had a lot of the same problem areas.
Definitely. And so my question is, people want to know is that was you 10 weeks ago. And you said on that call that your pain level was 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you had just started and you were on some pretty decent doses of medication as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just started it.
Yep. And so, and even starting the medication, your pain was still 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are your results now? People want to know, this is 10 weeks out. We just talked 10 weeks ago. You've been in our program 8 weeks. You graduated 2 weeks ago. Where are you now?
Yeah. Now I'm actually at the lowest dose of Levo that I've ever been on. And so at 50 micrograms, I've always taken 88, and now I'm down to 50. I've lost 41 pounds just by gluten-free, and I'm walking 2 miles every day. And it wasn't even, that's not even why I joined the program. It just happened. I mean, literally just happened.
What was your goal in joining the program?
I was terrified of the prednisone and the methotrexate. I was completely terrified of taking those. I thought, I have enough problems. I don't need to add these medications on here and make more problems for myself. And not even being 50 years old, I thought, man, I'm not 80. I don't want to take this for, and die in 10, 20 years. I want to live a little bit longer. And I thought, these medications are just going to tear me up even more. Yeah. And I really did not want to take them.
And those of you that are watching, how many of you have been diagnosed with RA or another autoimmune disease and is scared to death of medication, or have taken medication and have tons of side effects? If that's you, please post in the comment that that's you, me too, and tell us a little bit about yourself right now. So that's where you were. You were saying that this is 10 weeks ago, pain 10 out of 10. You've been struggling with weight for a long time. You said you have gained 90 pounds over what period of time?
Probably 15 years, 15, 16 years, 90 pounds.
Okay. So today, how much weight have you lost in the last 10 weeks?
I've lost a total of 41 pounds. Yay.
And that was
I
not even your goal.
didn't even try, nothing. I drank lots of water and did everything that Miss Frankie told me to do.
That's right. Frankie's our functional nutritionist. Those of you that in the alumni group that have worked with Frankie or have in our clinic that have worked with Frankie, please post, say hi to Frankie. She's on this, managing some of the comments for us right now. Say hi and tell us what your experience has been working with a functional nutritionist in an online program. So people want to know, next question, Shelley, is what is the secret sauce? I mean, in the last 8 weeks, that you were in the program, what do you feel like were the linchpins, the big turning points that you couldn't get in the last 15 years of dealing with adding on of medical issues? What was so special in the 8 weeks that were turning points for you?
I think the very beginning onset of all of this was the extreme amount of estrogen that I had, and no one bothered to explain the role of estrogen in any of this. And I had my hormones tested right before I even joined the program, and they said, "Oh, they're fine. Good luck with your inflammation." And they hung up on me. Didn't even give me the numbers. I was like, well, thanks. And so then, between that and I had a hysterectomy in March, and I think that pushed the estrogen level even over the edge.
Yeah.
And then and my blood sugar was outrageously off the charts, and I had no idea how to control blood sugar.
So blood sugar and hormone balance is key for you, and you also understand how they're linked now.
Right. Yeah. The whole triangle thing was just killer for me.
So it's interesting is that the problem with conventional medicine and hormones is that conventional doctors are not really trained to look at how hormone balance. Right. So a lot of times they're just looking at the normal ranges. First of all, good luck trying to get it tested. You have to beg for it a lot of times. And even if you get it, I'll use normal because they're going by the normal range that's on the lab value. And really, as you've learned, really, it's important to look at these patterns. What are the patterns that are in hormones? What do they mean? And how do you balance hormones? Right. So you realize, you're saying you recognize there was a lot of excess estrogen you were running around with. Mm-hmm. Estrogen is what I call truncal rate, which is right in the middle of your body.
That's where the majority of it was.
Mm-hmm. And so you've learned, so basically by learning to deal with blood sugar and by dealing with hormones, you found that you have been effortlessly dropping this 41 pounds without it even being your intention.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then what is it about the format? I mean, this is huge for people. It's hard for people to believe, Shelley.
Yeah. The things that you tested me for in 26 years of being diagnosed with Hashi's, even everything that you tested me for, I had never, ever been tested for, not one time. I like the cortisol, the hormones, the food intolerance. I had never been tested for any of that.
Well, because they say it doesn't matter.
Right. And that's exactly what I was told.
They say it doesn't matter and it's bad data and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Every time I asked what should I be eating, because I knew every time I ate something, I felt like crap. And I would ask and they would go, "Eat whatever you want. Here's your pills."
Think about this. How many of you in the audience that are watching right now have gone to your doctors and said the same thing? You know that food matters because you can tell you're already reacting and only be told you can eat whatever you want. Oh, there's no evidence that avoiding this or that matter. Or worse yet, they could say, go ahead and go on an elimination diet, eliminate 30 to 50% of the food on the planet. But yet there's nothing to test you, tell you specifically what food you have a problem with.
Right. And not one thing. And I knew that I had a feeling that I wasn't allergic or intolerant to anything, but I wasn't positive because every time I ate something, I felt terrible. Like I couldn't move my arms, my hands, my elbows, my shoulders. I couldn't sleep at night. And I kept thinking, no, it's something I ate. It's something I ate. And everybody thought I was crazy because I asked every time I went to the doctor.
Well, I mean, Shelley, you were acting kind of crazy. You were the neighborhood Grinch.
Yeah,
The
that's
neighborhood
true.
children were running away from you because you were screaming at them all the time.
That is true. Yes.
Because how was your mood?
Yeah, I was, when you don't feel good, you just don't feel like being nice. And I just didn't have it in me.
Okay, so what happened to your mood? What's happening to your mood right now?
Just being able, I'm able to sleep at night because I'm not hurting. I'm walking 2 miles. Even my dog is happy because she gets to go with me. Um, my husband made a comment a few weeks ago. He said, "This is so nice that we're actually using the kitchen together now." And I
Mm.
was like, "Whoa, well, you mean you're sitting there while I'm cooking?" But yeah, we are. We're using the kitchen.
I mean, Shelley, you
Yes.
couldn't even cook. You could barely lift a fork before.
Yeah, no, I couldn't hardly. If my daughter hadn't come home from college this summer and helped me, I would have been a mess, a total mess. I couldn't cook. I couldn't hardly push the vacuum. I couldn't push the lawnmower. I couldn't do anything.
Yes. And then the other part of it is what's happening to neighborhood children now? Are they still afraid of you?
No, they came over for candy last night. I had tons of them. They were only afraid of my decorations, not of me.
Shelley, I think I remember a mastermind call where you're like, oh, there's some neighborhood children out there. Let me yell at them to get off my lawn. And we're like, no.
I'm going to tell them to get off my grass. Yeah. Yeah, that was me.
Stop it.
I don't know why it's such a big deal.
It is. I mean, for to not be irritable,
Yeah.
not be in pain, to not feel like you're carrying around a full-grown child. That's the amount of weight you've lost.
Yeah.
I mean, what has that meant for you day to day now? What does this mean for you having this outcome now?
It's just it has really been life changing. Like I I'm not motivated to take care of myself but I mean I'm self-motivated person, just not to take care of myself. I take care of everybody and everything else around me. So for me to actually take the last couple months and focus on myself was was huge for me because I've never done that in my 49 years. I've never focused on myself
Why haven't you?
because I didn't want to. I guess because I was busy and I just, I had 3 kids and there was always something going on. There was a sport, there was a this, there was a that. And I just never took 5 minutes and said, you need to stop and do this for yourself.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask our alumni. What Shelley's saying is what I call an autoimmune mindset, which is that most people with autoimmune disease tend to have a mindset that we're caretakers and givers to other people. And we tend to take care and put everyone else's needs above ours. And that's one of the reasons. That's a classic mindset of people with autoimmune disease. And that's why we stay sick. And so in order to get past that mindset and to actually put yourself first for the first time in your life was something very difficult for you. That was a shift that was very challenging, Shelley, for you to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Even for me just to make the call and do the interview, I was like, oh, I hope my husband doesn't get mad, but I really have to do this because I just don't feel good. And he would say, well, that's great. You got medication. And I was like, you don't understand what this medication does. I don't want to take this. I hate it. Before I even started it, I already hate it.
You're almost in the process of you're almost off your medications right now.
Yeah, I'm very close. I'm going to do the 2.5 for a couple more weeks and then I'm going to stop. So
That's great. The other aspect of this was, what do you think was the importance and the role of this being an online coaching program? And you were going through this program with a community of people. How important was having a community of people going through this program? And even afterward, the program now in our alumni group, how important is community in your success here?
that was enormous, absolutely enormous. Just, people don't know you. It's your first call. They welcome you. You feel like you've been in the group for a year. My very first call, we all cried. like we all cried my very first call because Patricia got her wedding ring back on, you know. So then when it was my turn to introduce myself, and I was determined not to cry, and I cried anyway. And then, you know, you didn't feel like you were out of place. Like everybody was like, that's okay, cry if you want to. And then, you know, we'd laugh later, and then we'd cry again, and we'd laugh again later. And it was great. I mean, it was comforting because everybody else felt crappy, and we all just felt crappy together, and we all got better towards the end. You know, as we got towards our goal, everybody was smiling more, and we'd welcome in new people, and it was huge for me because I had no one to talk to. So
it's amazing how as many people in the world have autoimmune disease, how isolated and unsupported and lack of community there is in dealing with something as big of an epidemic as autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other part of this is there's so many support groups and Facebook groups out there with autoimmune disease. That is depressing as hell.
Exactly.
I mean, because there is very little, people have very little hope. People don't experience a program like this, a system like this, or outcomes like this. This is not in the realm of even possibility or imagination for most people or doctors.
Right. Not any doctors around here where I live. Absolutely not.
So it almost sounds like it's fake.
It is. And the second appointment that I had was right before I graduated from your program. I went to the rheumatologist, and I walked in, and I'd only been there one other time. And everybody was going, whoa, wow, whoa, you know, and I didn't know what they were talking about. They were talking about me. That was the fastest I've ever seen a doctor in my life. She flew in the door, and she said, everybody out there was talking about how much weight you'd lost. And I said, what? And I said, well, I heard them talking, but I didn't know they were talking about me. And she goes, nobody ever loses weight on prednisone. And I said, well, I just did.
40 pounds.
Yeah, I told her. Then she goes, well, we'd like to have you get down to 170 or something when you come back. And I was like, oh, sugar, I'm not going to let you take credit for this. I'm sorry. I love you, but you're not taking credit for this. So don't be telling me how much weight to lose now.
I like this. Hey, sugar, I'm not going to let you take credit for this. So,
this is all me and Maggie and Frankie did this. You're not getting in on this one.
But I think it's interesting is that that's a good point is that a lot of people, even your doctors, don't want to believe that it's anything that you've actually done,
right?
That it's even possible.
Right. No, she was going to go right now and look you up. And I said, go ahead, go look her. Like, she thought I was crazy. You went to a doctor online? And I said, you betcha I did. Not getting anywhere with you people.
Well, this is a really good question because some people will say that I really want to work just one-on-one with the doctor, which is what most people have done with their autoimmune disease their entire suffering career of it. And then my question is that why would working with an online program with a doctor like me, with a physician, an MD, and a functional nutritionist, why is working online superior?
I had more time with you than I have in 26 years. It's 5, 10, 15 minutes, and they push you back out the door. Literally push you back out the door because the next guy is coming in, and you don't get your questions answered. You're lucky if you get to ask any. Most of your time is spent with a nurse. You don't get a lot of time with the doctor, and they throw you back out the door and say, see you in 6 weeks. And well, so, yeah, just having the, you know, to be able to ask you questions and even just listening to other people's questions was phenomenal to me. I mean, because I've even in the alumni group, I've said, oh, I remember you said that. And Christy said, well, you have a really good memory. And I'm like, no, I was paying attention because I had never learned anything in the last 26 years. I was really paying attention because I wanted to know what was wrong with me and everybody else and how we could function together and help each other.
So I have a lot of people have a question posting about the cost of healthcare. And people say that it's expensive to be in our program. Is this program expensive? Is investing like this in your health expensive?
I don't think so. There isn't one penny that I would have spent elsewhere. There, not 1 cent. I've got more information out of you in 8 weeks than I have in 20 some years, and it was worth every penny to me. I would do it again if I had to.
So what you're saying is that the outcomes were absolutely worth the investment that you put into it. And in
Yes.
fact, I mean, you've been dealing with health issues for 15 years. All the money that you spent those past 15 years, which was way more, actually didn't get you better, and you were worse than what you did in these 8 weeks.
Yeah. And I had questions that were answered by you and Frankie even that had never been answered before. You know, it was just, go away. That's how I was treated. And so, yeah, it's worth every penny. I don't care if you have to scrap it out of a bucket. It's worth it.
People say
it's an investment.
Shelley, people say that this program's for the rich. Are you rich?
Oh, sure. No, not even close. Not even close.
Why did you do that? Why did you do this then? If you're not rich, because only rich people are in the program, why are you in this program?
Well, because I wanted to live pain-free and I wanted some questions answered and I wanted to live an actual life and not just lay in bed. I would cry. I wanted to actually, and at that point, I was at the point where I didn't care how much it cost. I didn't care if I had to go get 17 credit cards and put some on each one. I did not care. That's how I was absolutely miserable. And the transformation that I got, even in a month, and I still had a whole month left, I was just like, this is fantastic. This was worth every penny.
You know, I was talking to Rita. Rita said that we did an interview with Rita just 2 days ago. You went through the program with Rita, and and Rita said the most expensive decision that you can make is to stay sick.
It is. It's just going to cost you more. It's going to cost you more to stay sick and keep going to the doctor and going and picking up prescriptions and then laying around crying all the time that is not living. I mean, if that's what you want as your life, then I feel sorry for you. I really do. Get up and do it because it's so worth it. I haven't felt this good in a long time.
Well,
very.
Shelley, tell me one thing super fun that you've been able to do just in the last 2 days you haven't been able to do 10 weeks ago.
Even just something simple and stupid like take a hot bath and actually be able to get out of the tub without having help, or cook supper and have supper ready when my husband gets home instead of, can you help me pick this up? Can you, I spent the whole summer terrified to be by myself because I was either going to not be able to get out of the shower or not be able to get dressed or not be able to get in and out of the bathtub, or, oh, I can't make my bed today, or who's going to help me mow the lawn? You know, my daughter had a job. She's having to do my hair, help me get dressed. And then when my husband would go on a fire, I'm calling him. He's out of town. I'm screaming at him because I'm hysterical that I'm dying and I can't move and I'm going to die and he's going to get remarried and somebody else is going to go to my daughter's wedding and I was going to miss everything. That's how depressed I was.
Yeah.
I mean, when he has to leave a fire, he's on a fire and he's managing a fire and he has to leave it and come home because I've lost my mind. That's pretty sad. So if somebody else is out there and you feel crappy and you don't want to pay the money, I feel sorry for you because you're going to be feeling crappy for a long time. Do it.
What is the price of that?
Yeah, there isn't one. It was worth every penny to me.
Yep. And for those of you that are watching that haven't, that wants to learn more about our program, you can go to the website link that we just posted, and it's also in the comment section. Go ahead and register to watch our free online training to learn really what the pillars of our program is about. What we do is absolutely different. We're an 8-week online coaching program, education and coaching program, where we use data, education, live coaching, mindset work, and the power of community to actually propel a personal mastery of autoimmune disease. This is something unheard of. I don't think this language, the system, or even this purpose exists out there for people with autoimmune disease. So what Shelley has experienced, and all the alumni that are chiming in the group below, is an experience that no one has experienced in the world of autoimmune disease, period. So thank you, Shelley. You've been a huge leader in being able to share this. And I know there are no pictures of you on the internet, but now the secret is out.
Dang it.
The neighborhood children can print your picture and put targets around it now.
Yeah, they can throw darts at me now and they'll be fine. They'll probably enjoy that.
I love this. So thank you so much, Shelley, for joining us for this interview. Someone wants to say, someone says, oh, is there one specific piece of advice that you could give someone with RA with severe pain? Is there one solid piece of advice that you could give them?
Don't wait to call Maggie.
You crack me.
That's all I can say. I really, if Leslie hadn't posted her video when she did, I would probably still be laying here crying. She totally saved me with our video.
I think Leslie's watching, actually. I saw Leslie in the audience. Hi, Leslie. You know what's cool is that a lot of times people see these results and they think you guys are fake or you're paid actors and actresses.
Right. Well, you can pay me if you want to.
Have you received a dime for this? But the thing is, you knew Leslie was real because you went to high school with Leslie and you saw her post the interview actually on her own page. So yeah. People are absolutely real. And there's Leslie. I just posted her comment. She says, Shelley, it's so good to see you.
Hi, Leslie.
Hey, another fake person saying hi to another fake person.
Yes, we're pretend people.
Anyway, Shelley, thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you, please go click the link and watch the training and learn more about what we do. And we're happy once you do that to book a call with us so we can talk with you, learn more about your situation to see if we're a good fit. So thanks for your time, and I hope that this was helpful. This is real. Thank you.
Thanks.